It was a rough run last weekend for the three best prop bets as none of them ended up coming through. We had Kevin Borjas, who got finished in the second round. We had Miktai Orobai, who just needed to trust his hands a little bit more, and he would have gotten Elvis Brenner out of there, who seemed like he was on death's door since round 2 and round 3. But Orobai was so wrapped up in wanting to get this fight into the grappling realm that he overlooked how much he was hurting Elvis Brenner on the feet, and he ends up taking the decision victory instead. And then Jose Aldo almost cashing the plus 700 knockout prop for us in the third round as he had Martinez wobbled a couple times, but rather than risking it and eating a counter shot in return, Aldo decided to take Martinez to the ground and grind him out over the last minute and a half to eventually pick up that win on the scorecards. It would have been great to see him let his hands go a little bit more, as I do not think that Martinez would have been able to muster up a big enough shot in return to put him away. But it is what it is. We have to rip up our ticket there. And then lastly, Steve Erceg, round 3, round 4, round 5. The long shot does not come through there. Hell of a chin on Alexandre Pantoja, who weighed some very big shots, some very big elbows from Erceg throughout that matchup. And then again, the fumble on Steve Erceg's part in the fifth round to go out there and try to grapple with Alexandre Pantoja when he had him hurting, when he had him, slowing down. He goes into Pantoja's world, and Pantoja shows him that there's clearly levels to that spot. So good effort from Steve Erceg, but not able to go out there and catch that prop. So we get reverse swept on the three best prop bets and the long shot. So let's try to get back on the horse here for UFC St. Louis. So let's get right into it. First best prop bet up that I got for you guys is going to be in the first fight of the night with Veronica Hardy by decision at plus 120 as she takes on JJ Aldrich. Now, Hardy, ever since teaming up and marrying Dan Hardy, has showcased solid game planning, execution, and fight IQ, and especially tapping into her Taekwondo roots and utilizing that approach in most of her fights. A lot of lateral movement, a lot of speed, blitzing inside the pocket, getting her combinations off, and then pivoting off without eating too much damage in return. I expect that style to work very effectively here against JJ Aldrich, who will be at a speed disadvantage and does enjoy countering her opponents, but I don't think that she provides enough finishing power or threat that will cause Hardy too much issue here. Hardy should be able to dictate the pace for the majority of this fight, and that should allow her to go out there and pretty much cruise to a decision victory. Aldrich, durable. Hardy, not keen on getting finishes, it seems. So I don't mind this line at plus 120 for her to get her hand raised on the scorecards. Second best prop bet for you guys is going to be Billy Goff coming in inside the distance, at plus 270. He goes up against the tall and lanky Trey Waters, who normally does a great job in terms of sticking behind his jab and keeping his opponents at bay, just like he did against Josh Quinlan in his UFC debut a couple months back. However, he's going to be dealing with the hyper-aggressive Billy Goff, who loves to crash the pocket and put pressure on his opponents, and I think him mixing up the targets by working the body and the head will eventually set up takedown opportunities for Goff that will wear down and break Waters and eventually open up a finishing opportunity for him, whether it's by submission or by TKO. I expect Goff's pace and pressure to catch up to Waters here, allowing Goff to get a finish in the second or third round. All right, the third best prop bet that I have for you guys here is going to be a dicey one, but I'm liking it. Carlos Ulberg to win by decision at plus 340 over Alonzo Menefield. Look for a safe, disciplined, and solid striking clinic here from Carlos Ulberg to keep the powerful Alonzo Menefield at bay. I think a lot of lateral movement, a plethora of jabs from Carlos Ulberg will keep Alonzo Menefield stuck at range. And even though we've seen Menefield successfully hurt and drop technical strikers in the past, just like we saw in the Dustin Jacoby fight, I think Ulberg will provide a lot more resistance here and a lot more movement, not remaining stationary and making it much more difficult for Menefield to land any of his big power. Look for Ulberg to chip away at Alonzo Menefield here, and that should allow him to go out there and dictate the pace of this fight over the course of 15 minutes and win this fight on the scorecards. All right, long shot here. A bit of a coin flip in terms of how this fight will end, but I'm going to lean with Terrence McKinney round 1 submission. Now, you can get KO, round 1 KO at plus 650, but I'm going to go with submission at plus 700 because I think that we'll see McKinney look to utilize his grappling advantage early here, and he does a great job in terms of smashing his opponent's guard, getting through that guard to get to a dominant position, whether it's that full mount, whether it's getting the back, but I think it's going to eventually open up a submission opportunity, more than likely a rear naked choke, and I think we'll see McKinney latch onto that and take that on home with him. Obviously, I like the under 1.5 in this fight more often than not, considering that is how McKinney fights more often than not go. And I think that Ribovics will have a clear technical striking advantage, especially as we get deeper into this fight. But I think that the explosiveness, athleticism, power, and then overall grappling advantage that McKinney will hold in the first 3 to 4 minutes of this fight will open up that submission opportunity for him to latch onto and get the tap. Once again, that's Terrence McKinney, round 1 submission plus 700. There you guys go. 3 best prop bets and the long shot play for UFC St. Louis. Appreciate all the love. Appreciate all the support. Hope you guys enjoyed the UFC St. Louis content throughout the week. My immediate reaction show will not come out Saturday night. I might not, though. I do have some cousins visiting from overseas for the weekend, so I might be on a little bit of a delay in terms of getting my recap show out. So that might either be Sunday at some point, but keep your eyes open for that. Otherwise, we will be back on Monday for the UFC Vegas 92 full card breakdown, not to mention a full week of action there as well. We have ACA going down, Bellator going down, Road to UFC, and LFA. I think I said that. I will have breakdowns for Road to UFC Day 1 going up on the YouTube page, and then I'll have full card breakdown for Bellator as well. Stay tuned. Got a ton of great content coming your way. Good luck this weekend, folks, and I'll see you guys again on the weekend. Peace.